This video is a little overview of a Williams product, brass scale Hudson, that was available a bunch of years ago. I think it's from Korea. Not 100% sure, but I believe it's from Korea. And unlike most of the Williams products, this wasn't really the best piece. It's a very, very lightweight casting, which is okay. The drive mechanism was really poor. In fact, when it came out of the box, it absolutely didn't run. So I made some big modifications to the drivetrain on this thing and got it working pretty good. Now this train here, when you got it, there was a electronic reverse unit in the tender. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to have this engine smoke, and so what I did is I put a Lionel reverse unit in the body of this engine, and there's a little I don't know if you can see it, there's a little switch back here that I can turn the reverse unit on and off. I didn't have enough room inside the boiler shell to get a smoke unit in there. So what I did is I took the electronic reverse unit out of the tender and I hinged the top here. And I had made this fan-driven smoke unit a little while ago, and it seemed like a natural fit in there. And what I have in here is this, if you look at this yellow tube, that brings the smoke from the fan-driven smoke unit, which has its own power pickup on the bottom of the tender. It goes through this hose here, which has a connection I could take apart, and it goes up to the smokestack, and it actually works pretty well. It took me a little while to get this this thing to run on the track, even the 054 radiuses I had. The front trucks, the wheel spacing, the gauging of the wheels was way too stiff, and what would happen, even going through the wider radius curves, it would jump the track. The trailing trucks didn't track well, and they kept falling apart. There was some soldering done by the factory, and it just kept falling apart. So that wasn't too good. So what I did is I've drill and tapped and put some small screws in and screwed the thing together, and that worked out a lot better. The tender, I ended up having to resolder a bunch of the connections. It just wasn't soldered well. And other than that, it was okay. The good thing about this is it has traction tires on all the drivers, and it actually pulls a pretty good consist. So from that respect, it was pretty good. Another thing I did, I don't know if this is coming across good, but there's I made this insert here for the smoke unit, because there was just a big hole in the top there, so the little funnel-shaped insert tends to direct the smoke out a little better. So I'll show you how that works in a second. Okay, now I've got the engine in neutral here, and turning up the smoke unit a little bit. It's as soon as it heats up for a second. What I had to do, I had to put two resistor units in the smoke unit in the tender to get a volume of smoke that was sufficient, and you can see that now. It runs pretty well. I got these little motors on eBay, and they're perfect for making these smoke units. I made a couple of them actually so far, and they've all worked well. So at this point, before I choke to death here, I'm going to send this train around the track, and you can see how it can run. this point it actually runs pretty well. I'm actually pretty happy with the way it runs.